My question is for Mr. Gates. What industry do you think is going to produce the next Bill Gates? Because that's the industry I want to get a job in.
Industries do have different paces of innovation, and so the IT industry, driven by the magic of software, the magic of the optic fiber, magic of the chip, which doubles in power every couple of years, it's been the industry that has not only been the most exciting, it's also changed the rules for many other industries. You know, the idea of information being available, what the online world is like, that's incredible. I'd say there are a few other industries that will compete for being exciting in the decades ahead. The energy business, some approach will provide cheaper energy that's environmentally friendly. And there's a lot of science, a lot of business. That's a global thing. There'll be some great careers there.
Question: would you consider switching to a third-party provider to try to reduce your electric bill?
Here's News 12 New Jersey's Carla Bardina with some tips to help you shop around for the best deal. She has our top stories this half hour.
You spend a lot of money every year on electricity.
Brand says people need to check out the price to compare line of their bill to see if the third-party companies are cheaper per kilowatt. Often, she says, a guaranteed rate that floats under the wholesale price is best. Fixed rates are more of a gamble since it's hard to predict if energy costs will go up or down. Brand says people should also check into the length of the contract and if there are any hidden fees, like cost to cancel service, fees to terminate the contract early, or a connection fee. The third-party provider will only supply electricity, not deliver it. Delivery will still come from the wires of your utility company. The Board of Public Utilities says switching your supply company will in no way impact the safety or reliability of your service. In Trenton, Carla Bardina, News 12, New Jersey.
In the event of an energy emergency, your utility company responds whether you use a third-party provider or not.
3 on Your Side consumer reporter Jim Donovan tells us about a big push that's underway to get you to shop around for electricity and save on your power.
You can choose an electricity supplier by price, by how the power is made, or both. For instance, you could go green and switch to a supplier that generates electricity using wind. Be aware some companies may lock you in at a lower price but require you to sign a contract. If you want out, you could pay a penalty. If you decide to switch to a different supplier, the company that delivers your power stays the same.
The lines that run down Broad Street and Market Street, those are still going to be maintained and operated by PECO. The meter in your home is still going to be read by PECO. The bill you get is still going to be received from PECO.
It's just an option so you can save.
I don't think people should look at this as a burden or something they have to do. It's an opportunity that they can exercise if they choose to do so and hopefully save some money.
Now, people in New Jersey, Delaware, and western parts of Pennsylvania already have the ability to comparison shop for electricity. This expands to all of Pennsylvania in January.
And PECO customers can now start to do their homework to save money come January. And joining us now to sort it all out is PUC Commissioner Robert Powelson. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
Dawn, pleasure to be with you this evening.
PECO has announced its price to compare. What exactly does that mean for consumers who are shopping for electricity? Because it's kind of confusing, I think, to people.
It is. And what it basically means is on January 1, if you're a PECO customer and you do not pick an alternative generation supplier, the default generation rate will be 9.92 cents. PECO does not care. PECO does not care. PECO does not care where you pick your generation supplier. It's simply a pass-through on the bill right now, or excuse me, on January 1. So the lights and the reliability, nothing's going to change.
My belief that anybody in the state of Maryland and Washington, D.C. who's not with a third-party provider is throwing away money.
And when you're using thousands of kilowatt hours, it does add up.
1.4 times 1,200, that's roughly $17 for that particular month.
Your utility company will continue to service your lines, read your meter, and bill you. You'll still get their charges for distribution and taxes.
The only thing that will change is lowering your cost of the kilowatt hours, lowering your cost of electricity.
The power to deal is in your hands.
Using air conditioners, ceiling fans, and lights can rack up your utility bill, and so choosing the cheapest suppliers can add up to big savings. New Yorkers, though, tend to stick with the most familiar utility companies like Con Ed. Do you know that you can choose another company to provide your electricity?
It will be help for the bill. We reduce my bill, I will be switched right away to another company.
When I was paying for electricity, it was an arm and a leg with Con Edison, and so if I knew there were other companies I could go to, I would definitely price shop around.
For 12 years, Con Ed and many other major utilities have allowed customers to choose a third-party energy service company, or ESCO. But only a quarter of Con Ed's customers have made the switch.
Really isn't any risk involved. Con Edison continues to deliver the electricity and gas. We respond to the emergencies.
At PowerYourWay.com, residential and business customers can go through the list of energy companies, all approved by the Public Service Commission.
I'd like to speak to customers that have not selected energy service company. For those, the company offers a Power Move program, which gives customers an opportunity to save 7%.
The information on how to switch your utility company is actually listed on your bill. And now energy service companies, or ESCOs, are offering incentives to lure new customers.
Some offer like free movie tickets or frequent flyer miles.
For more information on choices where you live, just check with your local utility company. In Astoria, Linda Beccaro, News 4, New York.
Good evening, I'm Jeff Stone.
And I'm Stacy Lynn Honda. A new energy supplier setting up shop in New York could mean savings on your energy bill. In fact, company officials guarantee that you'll have a lower utility bill than NYSEG. WETM 18 News reporter Sophia Ojeda is live in the Satellite Center to give us all the details. Sophia?
Stacey Lynn, Ambit Energy says it'll be providing gas and electricity to customers in NYSEG's coverage area. The Texas-based company says it will offer services to more than 800,000 electric customers and more than 200,000 gas customers. As an energy service company, Ambit does not charge you sales tax on the delivery charge, unlike NYSEG. Ambit officials also say there is a savings guarantee of 7% for your first 2 months. Because Ambit is only an energy supplier, it will still use NYSEG's infrastructure to deliver electricity and natural gas.
Families across our area could save hundreds, even thousands of dollars if they would only switch to an energy provider that charges less.
But you know what? Most people just won't switch, and we've wondered why. 11 News reporter Jeremy Diesel shows us what he's uncovered.
You have the power to choose. Power that can literally save you hundreds of dollars a year on your power bill.
Join us, New Power.
But in the 4 years since electricity deregulation began in Texas, only a little more than 25% of people in the Houston area have left Reliant Energy, even though the price it's forced to charge is generally the highest. Minnie Lee Coleman is like so many others.
If it get unbearable here, I will cut it on and just sacrifice something else to pay the electric bill, because paying half and part, I don't do that.
Last night she told us she's willing to sacrifice, but not willing to leave Reliant for a cheaper price.
I don't trust them. And that's it.
But why? Houston Mayor Bill White is hoping to educate.
They shouldn't question reliability as far as keeping the right lights on, or what happens if there's a storm, who's going to turn back on the power.
Here's the deal. When deregulation happened 5 years ago, Reliant Energy divided into two completely separate companies. Reliant, which sells power, and CenterPoint, which delivers it. CenterPoint owns the lines that carry power, maintains them, and reads your meter, no matter who your power provider is. Come storm time, it's CenterPoint who restores power to those who lose it, not the power provider you pay. All of the power companies, Reliant, TXU, Green Mountain, Commerce, and more than a dozen others, all put their power on the Texas grid. It's then used by everyone. Your meter, read by CenterPoint, shows the amount you use. CenterPoint forwards that information to your provider.
Who you buy your power from does not affect the reliability of that power.
But it can affect your bottom line. Jeremy Diesel, 11 News.